Alright guys, Paul back here again. In this short video I'm going to be showing you an example of how I repair broken bolts on replica belts. This mostly applies to the older style 2mm thick replica belt plates. So for example, this is an original 2001 WWF Attitude Heavyweight, also known as the Big Eagle. And the way these would attach to the straps is via these Chicago screws. So what those are is little two-part screw like that. It allows the screw to be fastened and then unfastened. The plates can be removed and reattached. But what happens with these, they're only welded to the plate around the outside of the screw, and over time, given this is a 20-year-old plate now, over time those weaken and then break off, as you'll hopefully see down here. That one is fully broken off. So to repair that, I'm not actually going to be welding a Chicago screw back in place. I'm actually going to be using what we use on real ring usable belts, which is an M5 screw stud. It's going to be welded to the plate. It will be tightened to the strap with a regular M5 nut, and then the remainder of the stud will be shaved off and rounded over to create a nice finish. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so I hope that was a decent enough example of how the screw studs are welded onto real belts, and in this case how it's used to repair a replica belt. So as you would have seen, I welded the stud a couple of millimeters along from where the original Chicago screw was. The reason for this being is you need a flat surface to weld securely onto, rather than the now kind of dipped surface where the previous screw was, and secondly because the previous owner of this belt actually tried to glue the screw back in place before, so this is covered in glue and it's just not the best surface to weld to. So I welded it a couple of millimeters along from it. If you're wondering, it doesn't cause any damage or any markings on the front of the plate. It's pretty much invisible from the front and just welds onto the back like that. So as I mentioned before, when this goes onto its real leather strap, this will be tightened with an M5 bolt. The remainder of it will be cut off, and then the bolt itself will be smoothed over to create kind of a nicer, tidier look on the back of the belt. But really happy with how this turned out. I hope this was a good enough example for some of you. I know a lot of people are kind of curious how these kind of repairs or alterations are done, so yeah, that was a small example. If this was useful, if this was informative, or if you enjoyed it at all, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. We've got a very exciting video coming up in the next 2 weeks, hopefully. Probably my most in-depth video I've ever done. I've been working on this for some time and I'm really excited to share it with you. So stick around, subscribe, like the video. Cheers.
Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP. And if you want to get one of the greatest belts made for you, go to Paulmartinbelts. That's right, sucker.